Hey guys, Brian Lapierre here, the Plaid Pastor, and I want to take you for a little walk today with a question. Where are you going? That's the question that I asked this past Sunday in worship. We gave out compasses as part of our blessing of the backpacks, and the question was, where are you going? Now, to ask the question, where are you going, can mean a couple different things. It could be purely geography, location, a destination. If somebody invites you somewhere or wants to meet you somewhere, you want to know, well, where are you going? How do I get there? So sometimes it's just purely location. Sometimes it's vocation. Think about where we're going in life. What do you want to do when you grow up? I don't know what I'm going to be when I grow up, but for right now, I'm going to be a pastor. But we ask high school students, college students all the time, where are you going? What do you want to be? Things like that. So sometimes it's vocation. Sometimes it's spiritual. Where are you going? That's what I wanted us to think about this past Sunday. Where are you going? Think about where you are right now. Think about where you're going to be in 5 years. How are you going to be growing spiritually? What are you doing? What are you doing in practice and service, in prayer, in worship, in study? What are you doing to grow? Where are you going in your faith? Are you at the same place that you were 5 years ago? How much have you really grown? Those are some questions for us to kind of think about, that idea of where are you going? And then as you consider that, think about what are the obstacles in your growth? What are the things that keep you from growing more? Sometimes it could be a person in your life. Think about relationships you have. Is there someone in your life that, yes, you love them, but they're not helping you grow spiritually? They're an obstacle for whatever reason. But be honest about that. Maybe, that's a situation. Maybe it's something in your lifestyle, something that needs to change, something that I'm not talking about something that's right or wrong. I'm talking about, is there something that's preventing you from being who God wants you to be? And it could be that it is a sin in your lifestyle, or it might just be something that you need to do less often to create some space for God in your life. Maybe it's just laziness. I think sometimes people don't grow spiritually and such, just lazy. Now they'll tell you they're tired, they're stressed, and I get that. I think that's a little bit fair. But how do you plan your time? How do you make sure you carve out that time to take care of yourself, both physically and spiritually? Sometimes it's just a matter of priorities. Sometimes people have a different kind of set of priorities of what's important and what they carve out time for. So Psalm 25:4 says, "Show me the right path. Point out the road for me to follow." Show me the right path, O Lord. Point out the road for me to follow. I want us to think about that in the days ahead. I want you to consider that even right now. What are you doing to follow the path that God would have you to follow? And I'm not asking you, are you following your path that you think you're supposed to follow? I'm asking you, how is God speaking into that path? Because we have a way of sometimes taking what we want to be God's way, making it our way, even though it's not His way. What I mean by that is sometimes we live the way we want to, and then we justify it, and we try to find some verse or some way to kind of excuse that in the midst of how we think God operates. It's not about fitting your life, fitting God around your life. It's about fitting your life into God's and how He wants you to live. So that question is, where are you going? So this morning, we had Breakfast Club. We had 20 plus middle school and high school students from all over Rockbridge County, Lexington, and Buena Vista to come together for breakfast and a devotional about prayer. And then we walked what I've been walking here right now. This is a prayer labyrinth that Jeremy and I helped to build right outside here, right outside the church. I'm showing you partially because I want to give you an invitation that you might want to come out here yourself. You might want to take an afternoon and walk around here and just kind of follow this. It'll still be here for a little bit, open to the public. Now, if you wander around this like I am right now, surely someone's going to drive by and they're going to think you are kind of weird. They're going to wonder what you're doing. You know, can I just quickly say, if you're going to live the way a Christian's supposed to live, it's probably going to seem a little weird sometimes. It's probably going to make people wonder why you're doing things the way you're doing them. Actually, you probably want people to question you every now and then if you're going to live like a Christian, because it should go against the way the world operates. So, where are you going? What's the path that you're on? How do you know which path to follow? I'll give you another invitation. This Sunday, this coming Sunday, I'm going to start a sermon series based on the Sermon on the Mount. It's Matthew 5 through 7, and it's Jesus' Sermon on the Mount. And we're going to walk through that passage. We're going to look at what did Jesus teach. What did Jesus teach? Not what did others teach, or what did others have to say, or what did others think that Jesus taught, or how did they interpret what Jesus taught. We're going to look at the words of Christ. What did he teach about how we're supposed to live? And we're going to start from there and let that be the guide about how we choose to live. So I want to invite you Sunday. Come out and join us in worship at 11 o'clock. We're going to start with Matthew chapter 5, the Sermon on the Mount. Go ahead and read those 3 chapters. They're not too long. Go ahead and read them. Start to get familiar with them. We'll gather here for worship, and we're going to see where that takes us. So that's my invitation to you. Sunday, 11 o'clock, Buena Vista Baptist Church. And if you're nowhere near us and you're watching this, we'll be up on YouTube, and you can see the link to the church below. You can give, subscribe, like, all those kinds of things. But plug in, be a part of this, see what God wants to do with this series. So take some time right now, sometime today, and think about, where are you going? Thanks. Appreciate your time. God bless you. I'll leave you with another view of the labyrinth. And maybe, just maybe, as you watch this and starting this week, you can think about where God wants to take you. Thanks again. God bless.